Not really.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to Dodgeland here in Juneau, Wisconsin, Dodgeland High School, the home of the Trojans, as we're here on the Trailways crossover contest. Joining me here on the broadcast is Peyton Moldenhauer as well as Justin Schwartzmiller. Gentlemen, welcome to the home of the Trojans.
Thank you, Jeff. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I've never been here. I mean, I've obviously drove by it, but I've never been to actually inside the school.
Yeah, I was fortunate, obviously, to serve 5 years as the principal here, which was awesome, again, for that opportunity here. And it is a beautiful facility. They passed a referendum and had a couple of things upgraded here. And they've got the Trailways crossover here contest, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we'll talk about these teams when we come back. We're going to hear from our sponsors. You're listening to Jeff Sauer with Justin Schwartzmiller and Peyton Moldenhauer. We'll be back.
To provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
When my husband passed, I needed direction on my finances. I felt like I was starting from a blank slate. Thrivent came into my life at a time that I really needed it. Thrivent helped me feel confident and create opportunities to be more giving. I think my husband would be very proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've educated myself, and I kind of learned that maybe I could have been doing this all along.
Jonathan Leonard, Thrivent Financial here in Waupun, serving the local communities. Thanks. God bless.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Welcome back here to Dodgeland High School, home of the Trojans here. And again, I want to give a shout out to Marcia Modaf and the staff here for supplying us with a great place to broadcast from, gentlemen. I've not been here up here to broadcast. Again, when I was principal, this is the wrestling room up here. We had a little bit of some Phi Ed stuff up here. Didn't spend a lot of time up in the mezzanine, probably as much as I should have, because you got the weight room up here as well. But what a great area to broadcast from.
Yeah, for me, ledge is a little tall. I'm kind of a short guy, so I got to stand in a box, but it works pretty nice.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm having a hard time struggling right now looking over the top of my computer here, but that's okay. It still is a great shelf here, great job here for us to be able to set everything up with. Really love it here. And there's another window that's down a little further, so you could set up a second team if there was somebody else who was broadcasting here, and they still would have very similar shot because the ledge overhangs out here, so you don't have to worry about the computer or the camera not being able to swing and pick up some of the court like we have to in a couple of other locations that we go to. Let's take a look at the Pardeeville Bulldogs here. Their record so far in conference in the Trailways West, undefeated, 7-0. Overall, they are undefeated as well. They are 12-0 and currently ranked number 5 in Division 4. I'm not sure who's ahead in this contest here as we're watching the end of this Marquezan-Whalen matchup here, but
Marquezan is.
Marquezan's ahead?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very good team. We had a chance to watch them play over at CWC, and we'll talk about that contest as well. But looking at the Pardeeville Bulldogs schedule, outside of conference, they took on St. Ambrose and Belleville and Poynette. So I'm going to say this. Peyton, you know some of these teams probably better than I do, but I'm not really – Wisconsin Dells was probably the toughest one. I see that as well. That was early in the season. They beat them 79-75, a much bigger program. But outside of that, I mean, the conference is good. They beat Randolph 55-53, so that's another good contest. But I don't know what you think about their schedule so far.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like their non-conference has, I guess, been too testing. But no, Wisconsin Dells has a really good program, and Coach Linder has built a really good program over in Pardeeville. I think they had a state appearance in 2018. Over the other couple years that I got to compete against his squad too, they were always top half of the conference, so they're always competing. But yeah, they got a couple tests. Poinette guys are usually a little stronger than they typically are, but this Pardeeville squad is also very, very strong this year, so I think that also goes hand in hand with the scores that they're playing too. So
right.
Yeah, no, they got a good ball club this year. They've been having a lot of fun.
Let's take a look at some of the individual stats that we have here. Justin, share what you've got there for individual stats.
Yeah, Brendan Kruger, 15.2 points per game. Caleb Gard, 14.4. Jamison Wickersham with 13.9. Eli Achberg with 12.9. Devin Jerome with 12.6. So their entire starting lineup averaging over 10 points per game.
What double digits is incredible. Let's take a look at some of their individual accomplishments as far as field goals, free throws, and three-pointers.
Field goal percentage for Brendan Kruger, I mean, he's shooting about 48% from the field. That's a good number. I mean, you want to sit around that like 45% or above. Caleb Gard shoots 55% and 50% for Wickersham, 48% for Achberg, and 59% for Jerome. I mean, those numbers are incredible. Free throw line, Kruger shoots 83%, 76% from Gard, 57% from Wickersham, 60% from Achberg, 53% from Jerome. I mean, they all shoot pretty well from the charity stripe. And three-point line, behind the arc, 42% from Kruger.
Wow.
59% from Gard.
Oh, my gosh.
29% from Wickersham, 19% from Achberg, and 47% from Jerome. They can all shoot.
That is absolutely incredible numbers from the three-point line for a couple of them. I would think that, and Peyton, you can chime in as well because I'm not a basketball guy, but I would think that you would want to have your free throw shooting should all be somewhere around 70-75%.
Yeah.
It's charity, right?
Right. I think as a team, in my past, coaches have stressed to shoot above 60% as a team. Anything above 70 as a team is incredible. Usually you have your best free throw shooters around the 75-80% mark. So, yeah, anything over 70% is incredible, Jeff.
Yeah. Talk about the rebounds per team here, Justin.
Wickersham gets 8.1. Achberg was 6.8. Jerome was 6.5, and Gard with 5. I mean, you got four guys averaging over 5 rebounds a game. That just tells me right there that they're controlling the boards offensively and defensively.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible numbers there. And you can see they've got a lot more control on the defensive side, and that probably is because you don't have a ton of opportunities on the offensive side when you're knocking down that high percentage. How about assists?
Gard averages 4.5, and Jerome averages 3.5. I mean, to me, the numbers for assists seem low comparatively to their scoring. Like, I would think that they would have someone who's averaging maybe 7-8 assists a game with the ability they have to score across the board.
Yeah, exactly. Turnovers are looking pretty decent, 21 and 23 total. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So you only have 1.8 or 2 per game for their players there. Steals, 25 and 20 for the leaders there on the team. We'll step aside here. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back. We'll look at the statistics for the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders, who are the second best team in the Trailways. Oh, how about if we do that? Thanks, Justin. Let's go to the team stats first. My apologies.
The team stats.
Yeah, that's more impressive to me. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, they scored 450 points in the first half, giving up 256. They've scored 487 in the second half, giving up 341. They outscored right now they've scored 937 points, giving up 597. So they're giving up more in the second half, but they're scoring more.
Right.
They shoot 50% from the field as a team, which is an incredible number. 65% from the free throw line, 38% from right behind the arc. Jeez. All those numbers to me are just incredible.
Yeah, and again, Peyton, you had talked a little bit about that. So free throw percentage as a team is at 65%.
Yep.
And that's an incredible number,
Yeah,
right?
it's a very solid number, something to be proud of. It's hard to lose games when you're making almost 2 out of 3 from the line, and considering that, your forwards and big guys, they go to the line, they're typically not your strongest shooters. But no, that is a great number.
50% from the floor.
Oh, yeah, that's unbelievable.
And then you throw in
a team.
Yeah, as
Yes.
a team. Yeah.
As a team, yeah, that's a really, really good number.
And then from the three-point line, almost 38% as a team.
Yeah.
So you can see why they're undefeated. You can see why they're ranked in Division 5. And I think that they'll have a good test today, and we'll talk about that when we get to Central Wisconsin Christian. Talk more a little about the team and the assist side, Justin, and all of the other statistics that we've got there.
So my biggest thing here is, they're averaging 16.2 assists per game. They're giving up 6.8 from the other team. But they're stealing the ball more than they're turning it over. They turn it over at a clip of 10.3 turnovers a game, but they're getting 10.6 steals a game. That, to me, is your telltale sign number. I mean, their steals for the season, they have 127. They've allowed their opponent only to have 43 against them.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible numbers there. And then on the boards.
I talked about the boards, and we said that they have so many guys averaging above 5 boards a game, while they average 37 boards a game comparatively to their opponent averaging 16.6.
That is, are you kidding me? Peyton, let me just talk about that.
It's hard to rebound the ball when it's going through the net, you know what I mean? There's not really an opportunity, so
Right.
if you're scoring the ball at that high a clip, yep.
Well, and their offensive boards, I mean, they got 141 offensive boards where their opponents have only had 53 all year.
Yeah.
They got 307 defensive boards to their opponents getting 110. That just tells me that they battle on the inside no matter what. Even if they are shooting at a high clip,
Right.
they're still finding a way to get the boards.
Yep.
They are long, they are tall, they are fast. And that's the way that people have described these Pardeeville Bulldogs as a team. Now, Justin, can we step aside?
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me here. I got, again, I'm too many things I'm thinking about in my head, which I should just get out of my head because nobody wants to be in that space anyways. We'll step aside here. Now we'll be back after a couple of messages. We'll come back and talk about the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders, the opponent for Pardeeville today.
Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities and programs, such as the recent investment into the school's new weight room, while also investing in the spiritual and physical growth of its athletes. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club or making a donation, email crusaderboosters@cwc.org. Good luck, Crusaders.
Sam's Well Drilling is a family-owned business with over 75 years in the water well drilling industry. We can help you with all of your well drilling needs. Our crews are experienced at finding the proper location, setting up the rigs and equipment in all types of circumstances, and drilling to the appropriate depth so that you have fresh, clean water. Sam's also drills wells for commercial and municipal projects. No project is too large or small for Sam's Well Drilling. We at Sam's are thankful to be involved in supplying the well water needs of people all over Wisconsin. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
Friday, January 31st is going to be a special night as the basketball teams and fans of Central Wisconsin Christian, Hildesford, and Johnson Creek join forces for Hoops for Hope, a night for cancer at the CWC Gymnasium. Several activities will be taking place to raise funds to support 2 area families battling brain cancer. CWC Director of Advancement Greg Zonefeld and CWC 2014 alumni Jared Rignaris. We know that cancer has touched many of our lives in some manner and want to invite you to partner with us in making this a very successful evening of hope. Check out the CWC website for further information.
Is your child ready for life? At Central Wisconsin Christian, we equip students not only with an exceptional education, but also with the spiritual foundation they need to navigate today's world with confidence and faith. Our graduates are prepared for life, academically, personally, and spiritually. Discover what makes Central Wisconsin Christian different. Call us at 920-324-4233 or visit us online at wearecwc.org. Central Wisconsin Christian, preparing students for life and eternity.
King Manufacturing, Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class building and canopies. Steel King canopies are a well-known and respected product. We design, fabricate, and contract installation for C-stores, fleets, entryways, restaurants, and more. Steel canopies serve a variety of purposes, including advertising or signage, control access, sheltering an entrance or loading area, support of lighting systems, and weather protection for people, equipment, or outdoor storage. King Manufacturing, from design to completion.
Welcome back here to Dodgeland. We'll get rid of that echo there. Sorry about that. Thank you to the 17 who are joining us here on the pregame show. Let's take a look at some of the team record here for CWC. Currently, they are 3-1 in conference. They did have a conference game that was canceled. 5-4 overall. So I don't know how CWC is playing instead of Wayland. It must have been at the time that CWC was a little bit higher as overall ranked, I'm guessing. But let's take a look at their record for Central Wisconsin Christian. They lost their very first game of the year by 1 point to Sheboygan Christian, a typically solid program. Abundant Life, the team that's number 1, and they're also ranked number 9 in the state in Division 5. They lost to at home. They did not play very well. And the same thing against Oakfield. They're, again, another team that should be, I think, should be one of those teams that's ranked in Division 5 because their losses, we'll talk about them in the next game, but their losses are to some huge programs. I think the one that was the kicker for me, the loss that really hurt was this one against Cambria. That should have been a win, and again, that was a crossover game, but it wasn't an official crossover. It's one of those it's a Randolph CWC, it's a CWC Cambria because of the proximity. Yeah.
Well, and talk about a quality win, though. I want to talk about that Dodgeland win they had early in the year. I did get to cover that game. We had a doubleheader that night.
Yep.
And that was, they came up, they were down 10 at a point in the second half. They came back. Greenfield hit a 3 with no time left on the clock, and then they went to actually the double overtime and won that game. But this team, for scoring purposes, I look at it as they're a team that's going to shut you down defensively. They're not going to score a ton. Oakfield and them are very similar in that sense, but, you look at when Oakfield played them, Oakfield put up 80.
Right. And, Oakfield is one of those streaky teams that they're finally getting back healthy. When we talk, and you're going to hear from Coach, the thing that has been CWC's issue is they've got a younger coaching staff. They decided to implement a new defense. They've implemented a new offense as well. And what they have found out and figured out is that it's taking some time to get the things to gel. Now their defense is gelling. They're hoping to get their offense flowing as well. They did have a huge quality win against Marquezan. 49-43 was the final, but that 43, it was actually in the 30s with a minute and a half left, and got an opportunity to get some additional players in for CWC to continue to work on that defense, and that was able to help close it in. But that was a huge victory there, because you're taking a look here at this crossover game right now. Marquezan is ahead of Wayland in this contest here, 64-56, and Wayland is just ahead of CWC in the Trailways East. So again, I love this crossover stuff here that allows us to get these better matchups. Let's take a look at some of the individual statistics. Justin, I don't know if you've got those stats. Did I share those with you? Talk a little bit about their individual offensive statistics.
Ryer Greenfield averages 11.8, so just about 12 points a game. Great Jaden Osterhaus with 10.1, Skalma with 8.1, Billy with 8. So they're all kind of sitting around the same way as they're all they're all upperclassmen, I believe, correct?
Yes, they are.
That's your leaders on your team, and from the one game that I did this year, maybe I did two. Maybe I did two with them, but the one game I did for sure, those were your guys 100% the entire night. Shooting-wise, Greenfield only shoots 35% from the field. Osterhaus only shoots 35% from the field, 38% for Skalma, 45% from Billy. So all those numbers are comparatively to Pardeeville, are incredibly low. But, I mean, if you're shooting around 40% from the field, I think that's a pretty good clip to be shooting at.
Yeah, but like I said, they're still trying to implement their offense. This is not an offensive team. Great shot that we've got down there with Peyton on the floor looking at the Central Wisconsin Christian and one of the assistant coaches, Coach Lancer there, along with the boys. Wearing the backpack, I believe that is Jacob Skalma that I can see there on that shot. But this is not an offensive team. And you just look at the numbers overall. We can talk about their percentages, but only 106 attempts for their leading scorer. I mean, that's
unbelievable.
That was what was made by all of the top 5, if I recall correctly, looking at what Pardeeville's individual statistics had.
Their lowest one was Jerome, and he had taken 106, and he averages 12.6. All of them were shooting about 130 times in total in the season.
Right.
So, I mean, that just tells me that that CWC tries to maximize their offensive possessions. They're not a team that's going to look for multiple. We talked about the rebounding of Pardeeville. But, I mean, you look at the rebounding of CWC you go to, the numbers are a lot lower than what they are with the Pardeeville guys. So that just tells me factually that they're trying to get their possessions and limit it to, they're looking for a full, 30-second possession where they're making their plays. They're looking for one guy to score the basketball in every possession, whereas Pardeeville's looking for multiples.
Take a look, finish up some of those individual statistics there, Justin. We talked about their field goal percentage. Let's go look at free throws and three-pointers.
Free throw percentage, Greenfield's only taken 10 this year. He's shooting 60%. 75% just about, or 74% from Osterhaus. He's 23 of 31. 80% of Skalma and 55% of Billy. 25% behind the arc is Ryer Greenfield. 20% is Osterhaus. 37% Skalma. He had a really, really good game in that Dodgeland game that I covered. He's very good from behind the arc. And Billy's shooting 30% from behind the arc as well. Season high for Greenfield is 23. 21 for Osterhaus, 12 for Skalma, and 18 for Brant Billy. Assists, Osterhaus, 3. Billy, 2.7. Lawson Phillips, 2.5. And again, it seems to me like they're just looking for one person to score the basketball in every possession with your assist numbers and all your numbers like that. Then you go to rebounds. Greenfield's got 5.8. Skalma's got 4.2. And then Sam Greenfield, actually, coming off the bench, is averaging 4. And he played really well in that Dodgeland game as well. He's a physical presence off the bench, and he really helps them on the inside. That is a lacking portion for this CWC team that may be a problem today.
And you're going to hear in part of the coach's interview as well, they finally are feeling a little bit more healthy. The bug that every team has had. Now, I don't know if Pardeeville has had it or not, but the bug that has run through a lot of these teams where they're just in close contact with each other. They share it, and everybody gets sick, and trying to make sure that they come off of that. And then Brant Billy's coming off of an Achilles/ankle injury that he had, and he's recovering from. And his first game back was on Thursday against Marquezan. So we'll see what that's doing as they're continuing to work on improving their offense. Let's take a look at some of their individual team stats.
In the first half, they score 187 points. They scored 187, giving up 200. Not ideal.
You're trailing already, and you're a defensive team. So how do you battle yourself back into these contests?
But you look at the second half. Their scoring goes up. They've scored 269 points in the second half, giving up 257. 7 total points in overtime, giving up 3 for 463 total points to 460. Now think about that. 460.
I got you.
Okay.
Sorry, gentlemen.
That's okay.
Talking to the officials down here. I'll mute myself.
No, you're good. It's okay. Feel free to jump in when you hear something because it's not picking up a lot of crowd noise, so you're good.
Perfect.
463 total points to Pardeeville's 900 total points that they scored so far this year.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Big difference.
And then you go to field goal percentage, a team percentage of 38%. That is not high. They're shooting 60% from the free throw line. To me, that's a good team percentage.
Yep.
29% from behind the arc. You probably want to shoot probably 30% realistically, but to me, I mean, their shooting numbers are just, again, they're just a defensive team. You can tell. They're trying to limit their scoring opportunities and limit the other team's scoring opportunities and get themselves just maybe a little bit less possessions for every game.
Good shot there again on the floor of the team warming up here for CWC. And again, I would agree with you, Justin, here. They just don't have the attempts. They're just not making the offensive attempts. And then you're going to take a look also at the boards coming up here as well, and it's going to show there as well. But go ahead and talk about their assists and their turnovers.
14.6 assists per game. Their opponent averages 10.5. They've turned the ball over 102 times. Their opponent has turned it over 104, so they're averaging 12.8 turnovers. Their opponent's averaging 13. They get 8.9 steals per game to 6.6 for their opponents. Again, those are good defensive numbers, but again, I look at it like this as a team that wants to limit possessions.
Right.
You look at their overall games. I mean, most of their games are tighter. They're lower scoring. They want to limit their other opponents' possessions so they can have their possessions just as long as well. That's the way I look at it.
Right, exactly. But they have to. I mean, they just have to continue to make sure that they take care of the ball. Every offensive possession, is so precious. They just have to make sure that they stick to that. Take a look at offensive and defensive rebounding as a team.
So they average 28 rebounds a game. Their opponent averages 32.5. And again, we talked about the lack of size, so that's why they're getting out-rebounded. Their opponent gets 78 rebounds offensively to their 62, 163 defensive rebounds to the opponent, 184. So a total opponent has had 260 rebounds against them, the 225 rebounds they've had. But that's not what they want. It doesn't matter. They're trying to get steals and turnovers in different styles because of the style of defense they run.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And again, their defense, they have finally figured out how they're going to work their defense. And you're going to hear about that here as we take a look. We'll come back and we'll hear from Coach Josh Gibbons here on the pregame show. You're listening to Justin Schwartzmiller doing a great job of sharing that information. Nice shot there with the new camera.
I know, but you're not even on it.
I know, but I wanted to just see. Now we'll switch to it there. We got our new camera. Peyton there is taking a nap up against the wall. No, he's not. He's actually holding on to it there. You should have said hi to Marcia as she went past you right there.
Oh, I'm shy. I don't.
Yeah, okay. So we'll step aside here. We're going to hear from some of our sponsors, and then we'll come back. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left here before we get ready to start this contest here between the Pardeeville Bulldogs and the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders. We'll be back.
This is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk.
WDS Construction is a national general contractor with headquarters in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. But we are so much more. The holiday spirit has taken over the WDS corporate office. Our team has transformed the space into a festive wonderland with themes like Santa's Workshop and Christmas at the Zoo, along with other creative holiday decor throughout. From cheerful decorations to imaginative displays, every corner is filled with seasonal joy. WDS Construction wishes everyone a wonderful holiday season filled with warmth, joy, and plenty of festive fun.
PT Tire and Service is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service serving Central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today 920-346-TIRE.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
For 50 years and counting, Verhaeg's Furniture has been proudly serving Waupun the best furniture and mattresses at prices you can afford. And we're honored to be voted best of the best mattress store in the Fond du Lac area. Stop in and check out our mattress selections. We have all kinds from traditional spring to memory foam. It is our mission to help get a great night of sleep night after night. Visit us at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you should trust.
Setting up the instant replay, as I got a reminder that I should make sure that I do this before the game starts, which is absolutely true. I should be doing that. So thank you for that. I'm going to finish out that ad, and then we're going to come back with the interview for Coach Josh Gibbons.
Visit our website at www.verhaegsfurniture.com. Verhaeg's Furniture, Marth. 50 years strong, quality you trust, and prices you'll love. Verhaeg Furniture. Welcome back here to the pregame show. Joining me now is the head coach for the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders, Josh Gibbons. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Pretty exciting game that we've got coming up here on these Trailways crossovers. I really love how this is set up here, guaranteeing that you're going to be playing a team that is pretty equal to you or even better. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about your last game here. What a scrappy game you guys had against the Marquezine Hornets.
Yeah, that was a good game. It wasn't, I don't know if it was very pretty, but it was a good win for us. The guys worked really hard, I thought, defensively, did some nice things. And, we continue to get some good looks on the offensive end, and hopefully that just continues today.
Well, you took their two top scorers and shut them down, and the fact that you didn't give up. I don't think you gave up. What was it, 36 points or 38 points? I mean, talk about a defensive output. What an amazing job.
Yeah, defensively, the guys were just flying around. There's some things that are starting to click for them, and they've always put a ton of effort into what we were doing. It's helping that things are seeing things a little bit better, communicating a little bit better, and it really helps us be sharp defensively. And it was quite the game for us the other night.
What I liked about it is everybody was cheering for everybody to be successful. There was not one person who was just taking charge out there. It was a total team effort, and everybody on the bench and everybody on the court was cheering and giving high fives to everybody.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. That's what we talk about, a team. It's not one person that's going to carry us this year. It's going to take everyone. And there's been games where we've used all 11, 12, however many we could suit up that night. It's taken everybody. So it's been great to see. Everyone's pulling for one another, and we're just working hard, trying for the best.
Now let's hope that the offense will start clicking here. I had a chance to observe a little bit of your practice today. I can tell you it's very high energy, and you certainly seem to get some things working. It's just finding the bottom of the net, it looks like right now. I'm sorry. It's trying to find the bottom of the net right now.
Yeah. The guys are working hard. We have plenty of energy and enthusiasm and whatnot. We continue to work hard. And again, same thing on offense. We're just, we're still figuring out we do a lot of thinking out there, and sometimes it causes us to slow down a little bit. So, but we're getting there. Like today in practice, we continue to get after it, and it seems like the guys keep learning things. So once we get away from thinking so much, we're going to be pretty good offensively.
Talk about tonight's contest, or this afternoon's contest here against the Pardeeville Bulldogs here. You could not have asked, really, if you're looking to challenge yourself, you probably picked one of the best teams, or they picked for you, a team that you are going to be battling against. Talk about Pardeeville.
Yeah, that's they picked us a doozy. So, Pardeeville is undefeated in conference on the west side. They're the best team on the Trailways West. So, our hands will be full, and you really get to see when you play teams like this, you get to see, where you're at and things you need to work on, because it really magnifies it if you have weakness. And hopefully we don't have too many of those today, this afternoon, and just work hard and see what happens.
Tell me what you know about their team or their players. I don't know if you've done a little bit of scouting or just taking a look at some of their stats. I've looked at it. It looks like they've got 4 guys who are scoring in double digits. Watched a little bit of video. They seem fast. They seem tall. They seem long. What's the game plan?
Execute. We really need to execute tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure all 5 of their starters average double figures. So that's fairly unique. We've talked about it a little bit today. They're very efficient in what they do. We're not going to see a lot of teams that bring the firepower that they do. So we need to be very sound defensively, make sure our rotations are good, and efficient on the offensive end. And, it might be okay if we run 30 seconds of offense to get a really great shot. And, we'll continue to do what we do and see what happens.
I'm telling you, I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to play out here, because again, your defense has just been so suffocating against the last couple opponents here. And it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work against such an offensive power coming at you. Coach, I want to thank you for taking the time. Anything else that you'd like to add here on the show?
No, sir. Just thanks for being here today. Appreciate it. Glad all our fans have an opportunity to watch the game, and go Crusaders.
Awesome job, Coach. Thank you very much. This has been the head coach for the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders, Josh Gibbons. We'll be back after these messages here on Jeff's live stream. Welcome back here to the Dodgeland Trojans Gymnasium here for the Trailways Boys Crossover Contest. Starting lineups here for what is considered to be the visitors, the Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders. Let's see if we can get their starters rolling here. Thank you. Number 2, Jacob Skalma. Number 10, Lawson Phillips. Number 15, Ryer Greenfield. Number 23, Brant Billy. And number 35, Jaden Osterhaus. And now the starting lineups here for Pardeeville. Justin, I'll let you take them if you've got them there.
I got them, yeah. Number 0, Jamison Wickersham. Number 3, Devin Jerome. Number 4, Nick Sweeney. Number 5, Brendan Kruger. And number 21, Caleb Gard.
So we'll see how things are going to turn out here. Great job there with Peyton on the floor. Grabs a hold of the head coach, Chris Lindert. And heads back, checks at the over his shoulder. That's a pretty good shot there, and we'll see how things are going to roll here in this contest. It's going to be Osterhaus against Wickersham in at center.
Jerome, the only junior in the lineup, the only sophomore. He's the only underclassman in the lineup today to start. All seniors otherwise for Pardeeville.
I think Lawson is a junior.
Yes, Lawson's a junior.
Otherwise, you got all seniors out there for Central Wisconsin Christian as well.
Sorry, Caleb, I did have the scoreboard camera there. It must have disconnected because we had it up and connected there. So,
And the ads in the top right as well.
I think it's because I added in.
You just got to scroll and put them up above
Yep. I brought in the. There we go, and then I'll put our logo scroll up there because I ended up bringing. We were having troubles with the camera coming back in, so.
We're trying new things, people.
Yep.
We try new things.
Not sure what's going on here.
I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what we got going on.
Had a little bit of table issues last time. I think I don't know if it was the board or the operators, but posed a little bit of an issue.
We got different operators for this one.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue. It looks like for some reason there's a Bulldog that came across and is talking. And it could be that they're just friends that, I don't know, are they telling them they have to switch benches or switch sides? I'm not sure what the issue is here, but they're asking Jaden, maybe he's got to do something.
They're pulling him out.
Doesn't he? I think he usually wears a long sleeve. Maybe they're saying that's.
I don't know what the issue is here with.
Yeah, I don't know if he had one on prior, but.
I don't even have 33 on the roster.
That is Caleb Tenaple.
Okay.
They just added him, and he is not on the WSN roster. So I don't know what's up with Jaden. We can't hear anything, obviously, that the officials are saying. So maybe when we get a timeout, you'll be able to ask down on the floor, Peyton, maybe talk to one of the officials and see what the issue was.
Sure.
With Jaden Osterhaus. He's standing behind the bench.
I think he's going to check in after the next dead ball. My guess is that they had a problem with his undershirt, under the jersey.
He took it off?
I think so. He usually wears a long sleeve, to my knowledge, and
yeah, but I didn't know he had anything on, so why would that make him have to come out? I didn't see him take anything off.
I didn't either, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm confused about here, so. All right.
But we're ready now.
I was wondering if there's too many men on the bench. Nobody touches the ball while they're jumping as Ryer Greenfield and both Wickersham, Jamison miss it. Thanks to the 38 computers who are logged in here joining us. We are glad to have you with us to watch this Trailways crossover. CWC takes possession first. They're coming right at Peyton with their portable, so we'll go right to him and watch the action on the floor. Take it away, coming right away is Pardeeville. Wickersham right to the bucket, misses it, and thrown back in by Pardeeville, put in by number 5, Brendan Krieger. And a quick steal for the Bulldogs. Greenfield on the other one, tossed away. Coming back the other way quickly is Devin Jerome, driving right to it. Oh, there's got to be a travel, and they're going to call a charge instead. It's going to be a charge on, was that number 5? No, that was number 3, Devin Jerome, because they don't know how to operate the clock here. We won't see those, so we're going to have to pay attention. I'll need all eyes to help me with fouls so I can keep track of those.
We'll stay dialed in for you.
Well, at least one of the 3 of us. So we got a
right.
2/3, a 66%, 67% chance to get it. Greenfield missing, rebound. It's going to go to Devin Jerome. So far, they haven't even been able to get set in their defense. Driving right away. And a good rebound there for Jacob Skalma. As that was Caleb Gard driving right to the bucket. For CWC. Jaden Osterhaus with the ball. Phillips, popping. Brant Belly puts up a 3. And he gets them on the board and the lead. Putting a little bit of pressure defense here. What a quick move there to get right past Phillips. Into their man-to-man defense. Backside wide open, feeling the lane, and a good drive there, and the foul will be on Osterhaus. Shooting free throws will be Wickersham. After making it, he'll be shooting 1.
Good ball movement so far from Pardeeville.
Yeah, they're just what has been surprising to me, and again, Peyton, you'll be able to talk about some of this as well, is how fast they're grabbing and they drive right to the hoop.
Yep, they're getting it and going, and they're not wasting a second. They get the first shot they like, it's going up. So we talked earlier, they're really good on the offensive glass too. So I think they got a board on their first opportunity, second chance points.
They're trying to keep a track. Now they're trying to get them to keep track of that up on the scoreboard. Team fouls. Missing the first one. Grabbing a hold of it was Ryer Greenfield. And we're going to stay with that portable unit as they come right at Peyton again on the floor. Good ball movement here by CWC. Skalma, in the lane. Misses that easy one there. He should have been looking to take it up right away. Just like that. Look at that hustle play. Wow. Didn't even have a chance to switch out of it here. Back to it. Hustle pushing it up. Driving it again is number 5, making it for 2. And that's going to be a second foul on Jaden Osterhaus here. As Guard had made the bucket before that I hadn't kept track of. Was that door propped open?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It must have not shut all the way when I went out.
That is what it is. We'll just have
Gotcha.
to make sure that we follow that. Shot there from number 5, Brendan Krieger. Makes the traditional 3-point play. Pardeeville up 9-3, I thought it was. Yep, there it is. Works it inside again, banking it off. Rebound, grabbed by Skalma. Right now, the CWC defense has not stopped Pardeeville from doing anything that they've wanted to do. Landon Smits is now in for Osterhaus, turns it over, diving on the floor. And they're going to say a foul will be on Ryer Greenfield.
I know Peyton can probably attest to this, but it looks like this Pardeeville team, they don't want to be in a half-court set at all. They want to be in that out there for about 8 seconds and try to score as fast as possible.
Yep, and I think their mentality is probably the more shot attempts I can get up, the more points you're gonna naturally score. So once again, that was like a 5-second possession. So that's a really good point, Justin.
3-pointer there for Jamison Wickersham. Up 12-3. Working in their half court. Both teams using a man-to-man defense. Billy tried to get inside. His foot is inside the lane, and they're going to call. It was a 3-second. I was wondering when they were going to get it. He had his foot on the line, and they were able to get the call.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, no, they.
They called it?
Yeah, he was throwing elbows.
Got it. So they called a foul instead. I thought they were going to give him a 3-second.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out who the foul's on here.
It had to be on Brant Billy, wasn't it?
Yep, they got it.
Yeah. He was the only one that had the ball, so.
He was trying to figure out who had the ball.
Gotcha. Number 21, Caleb Guard bringing it in here for Pardeeville. And their speed is just showing. Again, look at the Euro step taking it to the hoop. But unable to execute as he went up with the wrong hand. Phillips tries to push it, not paying attention, throws it away, and another turnover. Hustling back into the defense. Pardeeville again makes the move, the head fake. They're going to call a foul here on Jacob Skalma. Right now it looks like to me, again, the speed is hurting CWC. They can't even get set into their defense. It's going to be the first foul on Jacob Skalma. That's going to miss for Brendan Krieger.
Not a guy who misses free throws a ton. He's an 83% free throw shooter.
And he makes that one. Got a timeout here, a 30-second timeout called by Coach Gibbons. We'll take it with him. We'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer with Justin Schwartzmiller and Peyton Moldenhauer here on Jeff's live stream.
We've always been a family that thinks about spend, save, give. It was refreshing to find a financial company that echoed that mentality.
With Thrivent, it's more than just about gaining financial confidence. It's about how you can use your resources to create change in your community. It's been a relationship that's created a whole exponential amount of good.
This is Jonathan Leonard, serving the area communities and supporting the local teams. Good luck this season.
God bless.
Welcome back here to Dodgeland here in this crossover game in the Trailways Conference. 30-second timeout was taken here. It's 13-3 for the Pardeeville Bulldogs, the home team on the scoreboard. Let's look at the action on the floor once again. Pardeeville's man-to-man defense. Good help defense, has it knocked out of the hands.
They do a really good job at denying the guy that's next to them for the passes. It forces a skip pass almost. Yeah, no, they don't make it easy to swing the ball around, this Pardeeville defense.
Tried to drive inside and was cut off, was Landon Smits for CWC. Tried to set the pick and a good change, and there's a turnover once again as Skalma was going to break towards the basket. Just quickly, I mean, geez, they are up into the half court in a hurry. Oh. Way downtown, short. Brant Billy chases it down, breaks the double team quickly into the corner. They're going to give a warning to Coach Gibbons or somebody on the bench. I think he said inappropriate language. Smith tried to take it in, and instead of finishing it, tries to kick it out. Charge is going to be called. Number 0, I believe it was. Yep. Good job there by Brant Billy to get himself into position. Carson Mulder came in at that last whistle. Coming in now is Sam Greenfield as well for the Crusaders.
Got to try something to get something going offensively.
But they just haven't. Yeah, you can't score if you're not putting up shots. They keep getting turned over.
Yeah, it's defense. I mean, they move well. They aren't allowing any sort of passing lanes.
Stripped away, and look at the speed, breaking right up the court. Pardeeville again, 4-2. He's only got 2 people who have scored for Pardeeville. It just seems like the whole team has. Good job there by Carson Mulder to get it down underneath. And then ended up kicking it back out. Mulder feeds it inside to Smits. He turns, banks it off of the boards, misses. Rebound comes out to Devin Jerome. We talked about that before. It's going to be called on Ryer Greenfield. I don't mind that foul right there. I mean, you've got to try and match them with some physicalness, I think. Peyton, I don't know what your thoughts are.
No, I think in that moment, too, it's not necessarily a bad foul. Pardeeville's pushing the floor fast. It kind of makes them have to get into a half-court set. Not necessarily the way you want to slow them down, but right now they haven't scored a bucket since the first three-pointer of the game. So, no, not a terrible foul. They need a bucket here, though.
Rebound this time. I would agree. They've got to get something with their offense. Justin, you talked about that too. I mean, they're just right now, they're looking very lethargic. Billy, again, Mulder's going to track down that rebound. We'll kick it down to Peyton and watching the action on the floor as you watch this Pardeeville defense and the Crusaders offense try to crack the code. Smits to Carson Mulder. Tries to get inside, kicks Billy off. Sam Greenfield in there, pulls one down, and they're going to swipe at him, and they're going to get some arm, it looks like, but that'll be on the floor. And the Crusaders will take it out. That's one of the first times, gentlemen, that I've seen them actually get a rebound underneath.
Even reference here, I mean, Crusaders already almost put Pardeeville into the bonus.
Yeah.
They already have 6 fouls. Pardeeville's only got 3 so far. We're just under 7 minutes into the game.
They brought Osterhaus back in for some offense. Smits fires a 3, and quickly breaking down the court is Pardeeville. Jaden can't do anything about stopping that attack there by Caleb Gard. That's his 4th point. Osterhaus to Greenfield for CWC. Turnaround, shot just short off of the rim, and then right again. Look at the breakout that they use, and bust it down the court is Brendan Krieger for 2. And another timeout's going to be called. It's going to be a full. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here with Peyton Moldenhauer and Justin Schwartzmiller here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back.
Service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry. Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin. Sam's
And we're back. Welcome back here to the Dodgeland Trojans Gymnasium here in Juneau. Great facility here for this contest, as you got right behind the wall with Peyton over there on the floor. The middle school gym is there, so you've got the second contest that's there. And with the wall panel here, you can't really hear what's taking place over there. Feeding it inside. They're trying to get their offense rolling here. We got clarification at the beginning of the contest. Lawson Phillips puts one up, misses it. Jaden Osterhaus tries to go after, couldn't. And just like that, Pardeeville is up the floor. The clarification is that Caleb Tenaple was in the books. Jaden Osterhaus was not, and he was on the floor, so he couldn't be on the floor because he wasn't in the book. So they had to put in who was in the book, and that was Caleb Tenaple, number 33, until the next dead ball. Did I summarize that correctly?
Sounded good to me.
Okay. Jackson Butine is going to come in for Sam Greenfield. Going to bring in Justin. You had talked about Sam before, seeing how physical he was before, and I think that's why they brought Jackson in as well, to bring in some physicality as well. Kick the ball out for the Pardeeville Bulldogs. Swinging. I saw number 24 come in. That's Brady Dogner. Trying to see if anybody else new came in. I don't think so.
This has been the best defensive possession for CWC. They have not let Pardeeville attack the basket.
Force him to shoot from the outside, and he misses that one. Picked up by Osterhaus. He's going to try and push Try and get inside, kicks it out to Mulder. Mulder drives to the inside, back out. So a little bit of dribble drive and kick to the outside is the offense I'm looking at, Peyton. Is that looking like what you're seeing as well?
Yeah, right there. Just saw a slip screen. Some nice action here. Probably the best action we've seen in the first 9 minutes for the CWC team. They've had a couple nice looks here the last couple trips, though.
I know we talked about this before, Peyton, on one of our bros. Nice move there for Jaden Osterhaus to lay that in. 4-2 as we got to see it there as well on the portable.
The scoreless drought comes to an end.
Let's see if it'll make a difference now. But they're only down by 9. But for this team, we've talked about it. They are offensively challenged right now. Bulldogs in and out. Grabbed there by Osterhaus. Another rebound here for CWC. Trying to follow Butine. Lays it up, and he's going to get fouled. And shooting 2. I can't see who the foul was on. 25? 24. That'll go to Brady Dogner.
They're down 14, not 9.
Oh, I thought that was a 14. Sorry.
Pretty sure it's 19.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like that. I can't see that one number didn't come out. We'll get on the portable as we watch Jaden shoot his free throws. Misses the first. Can't miss those. Cannot give away any points, I don't think.
Yeah,
Brant Billy comes back in. Go ahead.
Doesn't miss a ton. 75% free throw shooter. Those are good numbers from the charity stripe.
Misses that one. Peyton, what I was going to ask you before, and I asked, Lawson with a nice move. Makes it in there. Good job there for Lawson Phillips to grab that ball. Good work on the portable once again. Hustling to the hoop and getting fouled. That's going to be Osterhaus's third. Gets the arm. And he's going to have a seat. Skalma's going to come back in. So now I'll see if I can finish my question here, Peyton. Anything to do with playing at 12:30? I mean, that's when do you typically play on a Saturday at 12:30?
Yeah, no, that's a valid question. I would say yes. For me personally, I'm just not very awake throughout much of the earlier portions of the day.
Yeah.
But it depends the person. Some people are morning people too. But yeah, no, it could very much play a part in it. We did see it with the crossover last weekend. A couple games we covered, and the coaches, they recapped in the late game that it took a while to get going. And but fortunately, a 13-point deficit is really not too crazy. It's got 26 minutes of basketball left to be played yet, so good look down here, just couldn't get it to drop.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They have to start executing, but we did talk about that before. That's the struggle for CWC. Good shot here again from the portable as they move it up. We'll kick it back to the main. Shot, that'll be way short. Skalma's going to let it go out of bounds. Good decision there. And CWC will take over, trying to get their offense going.
This is their chance to go on a run. They've had multiple defensive stops in the last couple minutes. I mean, minus a free throw there. Things have been going pretty well defensively since that timeout. They just need to get the offense rolling.
I would agree with you there, Justin. Jackson Butine with it. Little handoff. Mulder thought about popping the 3. Brent Billy's been the one that's been able to execute one of those. Skalma going to say pushing off. It's going to be on Brant Billy. It's going to be called. That's going to be his second.
Now 18 fouls already just halfway through the first half for the Crusaders.
Yeah, so why didn't they shoot?
Offensive.
Gotcha. Drive and kick this time for Pardeeville, and drilling that one is going to be Wickersham for 3. That's his second 3-pointer. Coming right back at you on the floor. Go ahead.
I believe Billy's got 2. He's going to have to be smart here to not pick up 3 before the half.
Butine getting in there for a rebound, which is what they needed here. Brant Billy will pop for 3. Another one for Brant. A good answer to get it to a 13-point lead. On the floor, they're going to say holding. Is that going to go on number 12? That's what I thought it was going to be on Jackson Butine for the foul.
In the 1-and-1, Wickersham will go to the line.
unfortunately, they called that before, because Billy kind of tried to set his feet, take a charge, and when you do that, you never know where the call's going to go. So
the 50-50 ball on those, right?
Right.
Missing the first, and the rebound goes to CWC. An opportunity once again here. We're going to go right down to the portable. I think you get a really good sense of how things are going down on the floor with that portable unit there. Good steal for Pardeeville, pushing it in a hurry, getting it down, kicks it back out to the top. Forcing them to set their half-court offense. Good help defense there to cut them off. Back up to the top, skip pass. Good step inside, right to the hoop, and a good drive there for Brendan Krieger for 2. Back to a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. Skalma just off the front of the rim. And right away, the Bulldogs push it right back up the court. That is what I have noticed right here, is that how quickly they're pushing the ball for the Bulldogs. Phillips drives, and he puts another 2 in. Lawson Phillips for 2. Little dribble drive action there. Caleb Gard with it for the Bulldogs. Popping for 3, missing everything. Good job there by Jacob Skalma to reach out, grab a hold of it. Mulder gives it to Phillips. Pushing it right back at Peyton. On that portable unit. We'll have to see if Phillips again goes inside, misses everything that time. See what things look like from the Pardeeville offense here. Pop, oh, that's gonna be off of the top, and then it hits the strap, and that's considered an out of bounds. Or is it an interference? What's the technical call for that?
Usually they just
It's a
blow
dead
the whistle
ball.
and then they like put their hand up and they'll like signal it touch the top. I'm not sure if there's a terminology for it, but
Turns into a dead ball for hitting a piece of equipment or something, I'm guessing.
yeah.
Unlike volleyball, where you can ricochet it intentionally off of the roof if you wish. Coming in is Caleb Tenaple to get a little bit of action. Freshman here for CWC. Butine turns, tries to force one up. Couldn't get it. Good hands in there though by Butine. Tenaple grabs it, and they're gonna call a travel on Ryer Greenfield. I think the complaint is that they didn't have possession, and Peyton, you had said that before. You can't really have a travel call if you don't have possession of the ball.
That is correct. Official on the baseline must
thought that they had possession.
Right. Yep.
And again, I'm not arguing the call. I'm just saying what I'm thinking of, because we are not questioning at all what these officials are seeing, because you already see it with the portable unit down there, how chaotic it gets down on the floor. And they have the best view.
I think if I was on the other end right now, because Pardeeville's offense moves so fast, I think it's got to be chaotic to figure out how you're going to guard it.
Right.
Really quick communication.
Billy misses, rebound goes to Landon Smith. He looks to bring it up, kicks it, back out to Brent Billy. Justin, they got to keep shooting.
Yeah, I mean, at this point you're down 13. You got to kind of, hopefully you can get it back within single digits before the end of the half.
Landon Smith tries a layup there, misses it. Comes back for Pardeeville. Still down by 13 are the Crusaders. It seems like they've done pretty well of stopping the offense in the half court. It's when they've been getting the fast breaks. The shot there for number 5, Brendan Krieger for 3. Ryer Greenfield trying to get something working here for CWC. And they turn it over.
CWC, I mean, they've had their chance to get back in this game. They've made multiple defensive stops. They just can't score.
Well, I am impressed right now. I think this is the first time I've seen Pardeeville play. Their offense is very balanced from what I see, but they love to take it inside. That's going to be missed. Rebound will go to Naple.
And they don't take a lot of time to get their shots off.
No. Back down on the floor. Ryer Greenfield inside to Butine. He's going to lay one in, and a good job there for Jackson, as he'll also be going to the free throw line. First points for Jackson Butine. And shooting one.
Oh, it's giving you the foul.
Oh, thank you.
It's on 4.
I was going to say, Justin, now what? I don't have 4 cameras. Hey, Jackson Butine banks it in for the free throw. It doesn't matter how you get the points. You got to get the points to bring it back to 13.
He's been fun to watch since he came in.
Yeah.
I mean, he battles on the inside, and they need that. They had it when Sam Greenfield was in, and you can't really do it with Osterhaus anymore. He's got 3 fouls already.
Zach Hoffman into the game. Driving hard again is Krieger for 2. Was he the leading scorer, Justin? I don't have the stats. Good drive there by Ryer Greenfield. Just couldn't finish for CWC. Pushing it up right like that as the Bulldogs and get in the foul will be Caleb Tenaple, as Caleb Guard just drives hard.
Yes.
He is their leading scorer. Okay.
Averages 15, Guard averages 14. But to me, that tells you everything you need to know about the shooting for both of them, as they both shoot above 40% from behind the arc.
And nailing that one is Guard.
He's a 76% free throw shooter.
Yeah, good stroke that he has up there. Coming in a little bit more size even yet. It looks like that's number 44, Hunter Manthe. Guard nails that one as well. Lawson Phillips brings it back up the court. Again, we'll get down on that portable and watch the action. Popping is Ryer Greenfield, missing it. Tenaple in there battling, trying to get a hold of the ball. Does not. Good to see Caleb Tenaple in there fighting for the ball. And then Guard drives right to the hoop. Tenaple's going to try and stop him. And they're in the bonus.
Double bonus now.
On Tenaple, I believe that is his second. Shooting at the line is Guard. We just saw him drill 2 of them. Makes the first. We'll get a shot here from behind with the portable. Watch his stroke there. Jacob Skalma comes in for Tenaple. 1:39 left here in the half. $19-point lead now for the Bulldogs of Pardeeville. Coming right at Peyton. Skalma right to the hoop, and he's going to get fouled. I think that's a good play there, Peyton. They have no choice, I don't think, but to actually just drive.
There's nothing wrong with that. Getting to the cup when you can't hit from the outside.
Skalma for 2. Misses that one. Again, we can't afford to give away any points when you're struggling offensively. Manthe's a big boy down there. There's one for Jacob. Pushing it up.
Every point is very essential right now for the Crusaders.
Manthe inside, lays it up for 2. So just as we said so, they work it inside right to him.
He seems pretty nimble on his feet down here. I think it's just the game plan that the Bulldogs kind of run with. Otherwise, I think, any other team that needs a big guy probably sees the floor more, but this team is so deep and talented.
Ryer Greenfield for 3. So is that 36, Justin, or 38 on this
36.
scoreboard? Okay. Out there jacking for 3 is Krieger, missing it. It's going to be tipped away by guard, and it'll be Crusaders' ball with 39 seconds left. How important is it to end this half here with a bucket?
Extremely. I think I always said, too, big goal, it's you want to get over 20 points in the half. You can't reach 20. The offensive side's probably not clicking the way you want it to, but they're right there. You're going to need a big one here.
You got time to set your offense until you get the shot that you want. Skalma rolls. Inside, tried to get it over to Smits, a little bit too hard off of the hands, and instead you turn it over with 18 seconds left. Now you've got to have a defensive stand here, at least give yourself something positive to end on if you're a Crusader fan. Driving the ball, good movement here. Krieger to guard. Manthe looked to set it. Driving in and nailing it is guard over the top of Zach Hoffman. And time's gonna run out for CWC. We're gonna step aside here and we'll take and crunch some numbers and see if I'm anywhere close. 38-19 is the score. I think I'm close on the fouls. Justin's doing a good job of making sure I've got them. And we'll step aside. You're listening to Jeff Sauer with Justin Schwartzmiller and Peyton Moldenhauer here on Jeff's live stream.
Is a family-owned business with over 75 years in the water well drilling industry. We can help you with all of your well drilling needs. Our crews are experienced at finding the proper location, setting up the rigs and equipment in all types of circumstances, and drilling to the appropriate depth so that you have fresh, clean water. SAMS also drills wells for commercial and municipal projects. No project is too large or small for SAMS well drilling. We at SAMS are thankful to be involved in supplying the well water needs of people all over Wisconsin. SAMS well drilling, well worth it.
The CWC Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities and programs, such as the recent investment into the school's new weight room, while also investing in the spiritual and physical growth of its athletes. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club or making a donation, email crusaderboosters@cwc.org. Good luck, Crusaders.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. Did you know we do all kinds of metalwork? We offer a variety of decor available for purchase from other businesses. Designs range from holiday decor to sports to hobbies. Finished items can be wall hangings, outdoor garden decor, coffee tables, and so much more. If you are looking for address plaques, property signage, or awards plaques, King can make them. These are highly customized and durable products with your own street number, name, or event. A variety of fonts are available, and we can add our automotive-grade paint in a custom color, suitable for indoor or outdoor uses. Pricing varies. Call Joe Barnes at King Manufacturing. From design to completion.
Whether you enjoy the sunshine of summer with boating, jet skiing, UTV riding, mowing lawn, gardening, or camping, enjoy the leaves falling in autumn, getting to that perfect nature walk or hunting, or enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall hiking, four-wheeling, snowmobiling, traveling across the state, or just driving up and down your driveway, call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920-346 Tire.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we are with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead. Building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Generations Lanes of
Welcome back here to Dodgeland, home of the Trojans here, and the Trailways crossover tournament taking place here. Central Wisconsin Christian taking on the Pardeeville Bulldogs, and your score is 38-19 here. Let's take a look at some statistics here right now. 6 team fouls for Pardeeville. I've got 1 for Wickersham, 1 for Jerome, 2 for Sween, 1 for Krieger, and 1 for Dogner for the Bulldogs. Leading scorer for the Bulldogs with 16 points in that half, Brendan Krieger. Second on the team, there's tied Jamison Wickersham with 10, as well as Caleb Gard with 10, and Hunter Manthe with 2. Add those up, you get your 38 points. Let's take a look at the information here for Central Wisconsin Christian. Leading scorer for the team is Brant Billy. He hit 2 threes with 6 points. Next on the team is Lawson Phillips with 4. Jackson Butine with 3. Ryer Greenfield with 3. Jaden Osterhaus with 2. And Jacob Skalma with 1. 11 team fouls for CWC. Jacob Skalma with 1, Jackson Butine with 1. With 2 fouls, Ryer Greenfield, Brant Billy, and Caleb Tenaple. And with 3 fouls is Jaden Osterhaus. So already struggling offensively to try and put some buckets in the hoop to try and close in this score at 38-19. And CWC's leading scorer and Jaden Osterhaus has had to sit with those 3 fouls. We're going to step aside here. We're going to hear from our sponsors again, and then we'll come back and we'll talk with Justin and Peyton and try and figure out what they would be telling the teams if they were coaching. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back.
Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
For 50 years and counting, Burhags Furniture has been proudly serving Waupun the best furniture and mattresses at prices you can afford. And we're honored to be voted Best of the Best Mattress Store and runner-up for Best Furniture Store in the Fond du Lac area. Whether you're looking to update your living room, find the perfect mattresses, or treat yourself in one of our relaxing massage chairs, we've got it all to take care of you. Visit us at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you can trust. Visit our website at www.burhagsfurniture.com. Don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on our latest arrivals, events, and deals. Burhags Furniture Mart, 50 years strong, quality you trust, prices you'll love.
Looking for something special in your child's education? The choices you make for your child today will impact their future forever. At CWC, we provide a Christ-centered education that shapes students academically, spiritually, and personally. From our exceptional elementary and middle schools to the academic rigor of life-enriching programs of our high school, CWC offers a place for students to grow and thrive. Our approach integrates faith into every subject, helping your child see the world through God's eyes. To learn more or schedule a visit, go to wearecwc.org.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back here to Dodgeland. I was going to double check and see what we got going in. Thanks in there for one of our the Dr. Cameron Hatcher, for putting into the chat. He knows what to do. If CWC wins, you got to interview Coach Lancer. And our sports consultant and the person who created all of our graphics for the pregame show, Aaron, with Glory Days Sports Consulting, talks about what he would be doing. I forgot to tell you guys that if you are out there watching here on YouTube, and I know there is, we were up to about 38, I think, computers logged in, so you need to participate as well and put some stuff into the YouTube chat. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching from, who's your favorite player, and it doesn't matter to me if you're a Crusader fan or a Bulldogs fan, because these players will go back and watch, and they want to see what's been said as part of the broadcast, and everybody likes to see how well they've played. So it's great for them to also see who's cheering for them and who's watching the teams play. But I would agree, if we are sitting here, I'm waiting for my gentleman. They had decided they had to use the restroom here, and they're going to grab me a Gatorade or two, and we'll see if they'll get back here shortly. But I would agree that we've got to tell them that they need to relax and that they have to just get out there, be aggressive defensively again, and if you're taking fouls, take fouls. You've got to finish offensively. Work the ball around. When you get inside, you got to make sure that you're executing those shots, and you got to nail them from the outside. If you're a Pardeeville Bulldog, wow, all you have to do is continue to do what you are doing. So, Peyton, are you back?
I am here.
So tell me, Peyton, if you're coaching CWC, what do you tell them in the locker room here at the start?
I think the first thing is just to not quit. It is a 19-point game, but anybody can get hot. They do have a couple capable shooters. I heard you briefly say that, just shoot with confidence. You got to knock them down, got to get something going. But just don't put your head down, keep playing. So defensively, they got to get back on defense. There's got to be a sense of urgency when that rebound is grabbed by the Bulldogs. You got to sprint back. So
good stop there defensively. We'll get a chance here to watch the Crusaders offense operate one more time, but I'm going to have Peyton try and scope back down to that other end so we can watch the Bulldogs offense operate a little bit as well. Inside, good move, missing it. So still keeping it where it's at.
I'm going to quick run up by you guys. The battery's a little low.
Okay.
Make it quick and spiffy.
On the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. You're good anytime.
Okay.
Jacob Skalma for 3. Good start here for CWC. They just got to put some buckets in the hoops. Good defense there off of the hands of Skalma. 38-22. Bulldogs ball. Justin, if you were Pardeeville's coach, what are you telling them in the locker room?
Don't change a thing. Things are working really well. I mean, you just don't get frustrated. I mean, the CWC, in the second half of the first half, they did a really good job of shutting them down a little bit, but they picked it back up later in the second half. So, I mean, I wouldn't change a thing if I was Pardeeville.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that they just need to stay aggressive. And that's going to be thrown away by Osterhaus. Jaden is very frustrated today.
Especially defensively, I wouldn't change a thing. Defensively, things have gone very well for this CWC, or for the Pardeeville team. A lot of steals so far.
Swap out a battery here. Hopefully I gave you one that's good. $20-point lead. Who scored that bucket, Justin? I missed it.
I wasn't looking either.
Perfect.
Greenfield misses that one. So if anybody saw that, hopefully Aaron is usually paying attention. If he can let me know who scored that last bucket for Pardeeville to try and keep it Was a three-pointer, obviously, so
I think it was guard. I'm pretty sure it was guard, but
okay.
Don't quote me on it.
Well, I'll put it down there. Watching the Crusaders from the Caymans. Awesome. Danielle Smith, good to see that. I hope you're enjoying yourself down there. Foul, I believe that was on number 14. Nope, yeah, I think, is Carson out there?
Had to be 15.
Yeah, number 15, that's gonna be Ryer Greenfield's third.
A lot of people in foul trouble already for the CWC team. And
yeah.
I mean, we talked about it. They had 11 fouls in the first half.
I don't think you have a choice. You have to continue to play physically aggressive. Another one there for Krieger. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to get yourself into this contest, is to be very physical on the defensive side and try and stop them from scoring. And so far, they haven't been able to drive into the paint like they did in the first half. Billy kicks it out to Greenfield. Skolma. Little cross-court pass into the hands of Jaden Osterhaus. Osterhaus gets into the paint, elevates, and misses. Good tip in there by Ryer Greenfield. Nice play for Ryer. It was a good play there for Jaden, too, to get inside the paint and to elevate. He just was unable to finish. Cut off Krieger, and then he's going to stop and bank one in for two. I think the CWC faithful wanted a push off. Again, Osterhaus takes it to the hoop, but misses. So he's had the chances and the looks that he needs, but the Crusaders got to finish. Shot. Good job there by Krieger. Boy, he seems like he can score whenever he wants.
And from wherever. That was way behind the three-point arc.
It's just crazy. Again, I heard Peyton was talking about it too a little bit here. We were talking about Greenfield misses that one, tries to get there, and a good track down by Osterhaus, trapped. He's got to try and step through, and has it taken away by Sween. Driving right there. I couldn't even get switched over to the Peyton's camera. Now we'll get to see some of the offense, but forgot what I was even going to ask you, Peyton.
I moved over here because I'm starting to realize that they love to finish on this left side of the glass a lot, which is really impressive considering most players are righties. So yeah, I'm gonna stick over here.
Yeah.
The last three finishes have all been on this side, so.
Oh, I know what I was gonna ask. It looked like to me, yes, it does look like the CWC went to a 2-3 zone. Nope. It did look like it, kind of nailing it as guard.
Maybe a compact 1-3-1, but nah, I would say to be safe, that was a 2-3 zone. They weren't extended, that's for sure.
Yeah, we saw that the other day from the ladies that we were watching. Mulder pops inside the hoop, ricochets out. Watch them switch to a 1-3-1, which we were trying to figure out. Krieger, jeez,
can't leave that guy open.
So they got to come up with an answer defensively here. Phillips inside, nails another one for Lawson Phillips. But a huge lead here right now. For the Bulldogs. 29 points for three, and nails that one as Wickersham, and it's like, okay, if you're not going to come out here and guard us, we'll knock them down, and that's what it seems like they're doing. It's going to go off of the hands of Landon Smith.
It's raining threes down here.
Yeah.
Yep, I need an umbrella.
Every bit of that 38% from behind the arc that they are, it's looking like they're shooting about 65 to 70 today.
Yeah. I know what I was going to talk about, Peyton. I know I could hear you talking to Officer Matashek down in the corner here about, we were commenting, boy, it doesn't really look like they've had a very tough schedule. and maybe it's not for real, but what are you seeing?
I was just commenting earlier too in the pregame show that maybe the competition, doesn't seem as great because this team is pretty good. They're clearly clicking on all cylinders, and we often mention too that I mentioned earlier the Trailways East I think is slightly stronger than the West right now, and there's a lot of competition that can be said through these games. So I'm not sure who they got coming up later in the year. I'm sure they'd like to see another non-conference foe that's ranked respectfully in their whatever division that may be. But
couldn't call a travel on Krieger. Yeah, I would agree with you.
But this, regardless, super talented ball club. I think if they were to go against any of those teams, I think it'd be one heck of a game. I would assume they'd probably prevail. They got height and length, speed. They can shoot it. They can put it on the hardwood.
Well, speaking of that, they got to take on number 9 in their division, Abundant Life, on next Monday.
That's right. That's that non-conference. Or is that in the same? No, that's a non-conference game as well, because that's a South. Because Abundant Life, speaking of that, Justin, coming up after this game, we're covering the Oakfield Abundant Life game. Trying to lay it up there for Pardeeville. Watching some of the action down on the floor. Rebound for Manthe. Puts it up, and he gets another 2. And just like that, I mean, it's pretty hard for me to even follow and travel there for Zach Hoffman. How quickly they're moving the ball. I was trying to follow along with the portable there with Peyton, and it just seems like they're so fast on moving the ball around. I don't recall Pardeeville taking a timeout before. Looks like Blue is going to take another timeout, a 30-second timeout here for CWC. We'll take it with them. We'll be back. You listen to Justin Schwartzmiller with Peyton Moldenhauer and Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's Livestream.
After surviving breast cancer, I felt this calling to help other women heal. I thought, why not build a respite house? I wasn't sure it was going to work financially speaking for my family, but with the guidance of Thrivent, I really felt like we were going to figure it out. Taking the leap to start my nonprofit has been the most rewarding thing I've done in my life.
Jonathan Leonard, Thrivent Financial here in Waupun, serving the local communities.
God bless.
Welcome back here to Dodgeland Gymnasium here in Juneau, Wisconsin. The host of the Trailways crossover. Again, I want to give a shout out to the administration at Dodgeland for setting us up with a great location. Great internet, great power, great job here. Driving right to the hoop was Krieger.
Boy, he's had a whale of a second half.
And it's just the start. We're not even halfway through. CWC trying to get their offense running. Tenaple over the top. Couldn't finish, but a good job there by Caleb, just a freshman. Guard takes it in. Manthe just cleans things up there with his height and puts it right back in. Mulder takes it to the hoop, just a little bit short. Jackson Butine in. Here comes their offense running right at Peyton right again. Out there popping for 3, missing it. And a good job there. Mulder, they have numbers here for CWC if they want to take it. Oh, Euro step missed it. Grabbed there by Butine. Manthe's going to get called for the foul. Once again, in the YouTube chat, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, who's your favorite player. Players love to go back and watch that. So Danielle knew that. She put that in there. She's watching from the Cayman Islands. I think I wouldn't mind being there, sitting on a beach with a nice beverage. So you're going to have to tell me, I didn't know that there is a mercy rule. Butine is going to get called because he left before the ball hit the rim. I could see it here as he knew that it was going to be off, so it's a violation, turned over.
It's not a mercy rule, but it's if they're up 40 with under 9 minutes or at the 9-minute mark, it goes to a run time.
Well, that's kind of merciful.
Yep. And
Nailing that. Krieger for 3.
In a violation, it looks like they got the ball in too quick, right? Is that what I'm going with, Peyton?
Yeah, they didn't set their feet in bounds before they tossed it in. Just all the little things right now are not going the way you'd wish for the Crusaders, but
we have an offensive foul on number 3.
something with the post up
Devin
down
Jerome.
here. I think Jerome was guarded by Mulder.
I was going to say in the last possession, that might have been the first 3 that I saw Krieger miss, and then he made another one right after that.
Yeah. You're right. That's what happened in the first half. So Mulder just a little off. Pardeeville running right there. Ooh. Foul will be called on number 14, Carson Mulder, with a block. On Jamison Wickersham, he's going to go to the line.
I would say this Pardeeville team's the truth.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, we've been very impressed with what we've seen. Wickersham nails that one.
Pretty good chance that they end up down in Madison.
Yeah, I would think that they've got to have a pretty good chance. I mean, I haven't looked at the rankings in Division 4, what teams are ahead of them. But from what we have definitely seen here, we've been very impressed with the action of the Bulldogs.
They're ranked 5th right now. I wouldn't be surprised they move up just a little bit here real soon. Abundant Life game, if they can pull that one out,
right.
I'd like to think that would definitely be a big poster for them. So.
Well, they did already beat them. Did they play them? No, they didn't play them yet.
Nope, they haven't. Nope. Yeah, I think you heard me ask in the pregame show. I wasn't aware that Pardeeville had played here, but Peyton, you can also talk to that about playing at a gymnasium that you haven't played at before.
Yeah, no, that could. It could. I think some gyms have different lighting. I'd walk in different nights, different places, and take that into account. Even like pregame, sitting in the bleachers watching JV play, but that's another thing. You didn't have JV to watch today.
Right.
As a varsity player, you get to sit in the gym and kind of take everything in for a little bit before you hit the floor. And there's a lot of different aspects that aren't typical of a varsity basketball game when we do these crossover events. But it's still very unique nonetheless. I think the Trailways doing this stuff is super cool. In my time 4 years ago, I think it would have been really cool to have these experiences. But
right. I agree with you. I think that it gives you a chance. You've automatically have blocked out that you're going to be playing a similar opponent. Now, it's not looking like it here, obviously, against Pardeeville, against CWC.
Yep. Now we talk about the East being better than the West maybe overall, but I think one could argue that the top dog in the West might be better than the rest.
Yeah, right. Yep.
If you will.
Yep. Well, we'll see here, because Abundant Life is ranked number 9 in Division 5, and Division 5 is also a very, very competitive division. And I'm not saying Division 4 isn't, because it is, but Laconia had to move up out of Division 4. They're in Division 3, if I remember correctly, along with Waupun. Yep. So that's opened up a little bit in this area, at least I think some of Division 4. But I still am impressed. They do a great job of moving the ball, and nailing that one again is Krieger, and I've been super impressed with watching this young man play today. So we have a running clock. Ryer Greenfield for 3, using every part of the backboard and the rim to make sure that he earns that 3. We'll check here into the chat. I think Aaron does a nice job of letting us know. Driving to the hoop again is Ryer Greenfield. He's playing with 4 fouls as well.
Getting some action down here, gentlemen.
The ball almost hit you?
Nah, that was a slow roller.
Pardeeville bringing it in off of that portable shot that we've got there right on the floor. Watching their offense work, creating some space. Was Brady Dogner unable to execute. Right back down, Skalma, short. 76-31. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. You can see that in your lower left-hand corner. Driving and going in is number 22, Julian Wells. So I was looking, they've subbed out quite a couple of their starters here, right?
Yeah,
looks like everybody other than
Krieger's out of the game at the moment.
So is guard.
Yeah, Krieger's out, guard is out. Still in is Wickersham and Jerome.
Yep, that's
telling Officer Matashek over here too at halftime that Coach Lindert is one of the most competitive coaches I've ever competed against.
Yeah, you said that before, right?
And you know, on the last shot from 3 in the corner, Briar Greenfield got it to drop in. They're up 50 plus. He's over here telling the refs, you know, didn't that hit the top? So I knew at halftime too that their starters were going to still see very meaningful minutes through the rest of the half. But it's nice to see the final 5 here for sure. It's still a lot of playing time for some guys that typically don't. So.
Well, we've talked about this in other contests. You've got to get some of these bench players an opportunity. Right here for CWC also getting some time is Sam Vandenberg. You talked about he's the tallest guy on the team for CWC. Billy misses. Elevation there by Ryer Greenfield. And then it's going to be kicked. Good hand-eye coordination there by Wells for the Bulldogs. The for real Pardeeville Bulldogs. From what we're seeing here, I mean, they really dismantled this CWC defense. Sam Greenfield back in as well. Gets it over to Brant Billy. He'll pop for 3, and he nails that one for Brant. That's his first points of the half. And all of his points have come off of the three-pointer. 82-31. James Morgan came in here for a little bit. I mean, obviously, some of the thing that you have that's going to happen here also coming in, we want to get to Brody Matzenbacher is in. A little bit of continuity issues you run into with some of these other players, but you still have to get them in. You're not going to get better with some of your underclassmen if you don't get them out on the court in an actual playing time situation.
I always like to say too, even if it's just for a little bit, as a younger classman, to get your feet wet on the floor, it knocks away a lot of nerves.
Yeah.
In a way, I don't know how many people could agree with me, but my freshman and sophomore year on the varsity floor, there was a lot of anxiety that went into it. And then by the time I was a junior, I felt like, you know, I was supposed to be more of a leader, and I was more accustomed to playing on the floor, and those worries kind of go away. So.
Right. Foul there on Jackson Butine. It was on the floor. So unlike that first half where they had 11 fouls, they currently only have, I believe that is the 4th. Is that accurate? I think that is correct for this half. Down to 150, so here's the time. We're not going to have much of a post game. In fact, we probably will not have any post game at all. We're going to be switching over to the Oakfield Abundant Life game, and as soon as this one's over, I'm assuming they're going to hit the floor and start warming up. That's going to go, what a save inside for Pardeeville. What a nice play there. I didn't see what player that was, but 122. We'll let them on the floor watch some of this action. Taken away by Butine. Vandenberg, he doesn't want the ball to bring it up. Gives it over to Zach Hoffman. Watching their offense work from behind. Carson Mulder, he finally puts one in for 2, and he's on the score sheet. And the Pardeeville Bulldogs coming right back at it, one under a minute. So again, We're going to be here for the Oakfield Abundant Life. I believe that is the finale game here. Oakfield is the first place team in the Trailways East. Abundant Life, ranked number 9 in Division 5, first place team in the Trailways South. On the crossover, are we going to have a tie-up or are we going to have a travel? Yep, they're going to call a tie-up. Clock keeps running here as we were able to watch that whole thing there with Peyton. Clock is coming to run down, so we'll wrap things up here. And then we will switch over to that Oakfield game. So we'll hope that you'll join us here and watch that action as well here on Jeff's live stream. Just a little bit behind schedule, as it's 2 o'clock coming up here, and they'll have their 15-minute warm-up. Jackson Butine finishes it there with 2. And we'll watch that handshake line, and then we're going to wrap things up here. We hope that you've enjoyed the broadcast here from the Dodgeland Trojans Gymnasium here in Juneau, Wisconsin, as the Central Wisconsin Christian falls 81-38 to the Pardeeville Bulldogs. Thanks for following us here. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Jeff Sauer signing off with Justin Schwartzmiller and Peyton Moldenhauer. They did a great job of adding in their stuff. Makes it for a great broadcast, so thank you, gentlemen, for that. And take care, God bless, and we can't wait to see you at a rink or a court near us, as we have a jam-packed schedule next week with all kinds of contests that we're going to be covering here. Let me see if I have that on our post-game show with that upcoming schedule. There it is. You can see. And this is actually the last one. So Monday we're loaded, Tuesday we're loaded as well, so that we'll hope that you'll follow along with us. Take care and God bless. Thank you for watching our broadcast. A shout out to our sponsors. This is Jeff Sauer. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Until next time, may God bless you today and every day.